Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 29 of Cute Little Love Letters, and this one is titled A Weekend Home. Well, what would you do? Denki asked Sarah, somewhat defensively. You gotta play it cool, man, Sarah said, leaning over the back of the chair a little more and giving Denki a small smirk. Let her make moves. You gotta show a little interest, but not too much. Make her chase you. Oh, I see, Kiri said softly from the sidelines, invested in the conversation. How do you do that, though? Denki asked with confusion. And what if she never makes a move? She will, eventually. Surely, Sarah said, getting less confident in his own advice as the conversation continued. What if you just be yourself and enjoy your time together? Kiri offered, wondering if this was any more help. Denki and Sarah both looked across at him. I want to hold her hand, though, Denki suddenly wailed. Sarah said at the same time. Oh man, I'm never going to get anywhere, Denki moaned, flopping his head backwards onto the backboard of the lounge and crying up at the ceiling. What if you just say, hey baby, let's go to my room and I'll show you a real good time? A voice suddenly interjected, and Denki lifted his head to see who had spoken, and there was Mineta standing there next to Sarah. No one asked you, Sarah said, a little annoyed at Minetta's comment. Why are you like this? Denki, bro, I can understand you just want to shove your face between Yin's succulent melons and motorboat for the rest of your life, Mineta said with a little drool spilling from his ahego facial expression. Yuck, bro, Sarah said with disgust as he stood up from his chair. You're out. Bye, he added as he picked Mineta up and walked out of the room with him under one arm. Denki and Kiri watched the screaming Mineta disappear and then looked at each other. Don't stress, bro. You said you were just at the talking stage and getting to know each other, so don't rush it. Everything will come in time, Kiri said kindly. Denki sighed. I guess. I just really like her, you know. I just want to be with her all the time. He sighed. I guess I'll just be happy with interaction for now. Oh, that's so manly, Kiri said with a passionate look on his face. The next day was Saturday, and you packed a few things in your bag to head home for the weekend. You were still mulling over what you had read in the Faerie history book and were keen to talk to your dad about it, but also worried about what he was going to say. It'll be okay, you told yourself as you zipped your backpack up and put it over your shoulders and then walked to the drawer that housed all of your gemstones. I'll get to the bottom of the mystery eventually, but just to be sure, I should probably switch out my gems and wear a protective one. Your mum had listed which gems to use for which situations, so you donned a black tourmaline bracelet with an opal stone in it as well, just for added protection from any negative energy, and then with that you left your dorm room and headed to the elevator to go home. It was a pleasant walk back to your house, and you breathed deeply as you stepped into the shade of the tree and shrubs that lined the cobblestone walkway to your front door. As you got closer you could smell your mum's cooking, and all of the warm memories from living at home came flooding back to you. I'm home, you said brightly as you entered the house. My love, my light, your mum called from the kitchen, and you grinned as you put your bag down at the front door and headed down the hall. You didn't have to get very far because your mum came stepping out round the corner, her bangles jingling and her floor-length dress billowing out behind her. Mum, you said in an almost emotional voice as she opened her arms and you fell into her scent and warmth rejuvenating you. Is that my little fairy? You heard your dad call, and you grinned into your mum's arms. Hi, Dad, you called out, peeking up and over your mum's arm to see him coming around the corner. My flower, he said with a warm smile as he walked down the hall towards you and your mum, and she let you go so that you could hug your dad. So good to have you home again, he said as he gave you a big strong hug. Your room is neat and tidy, your mum said. I've made the bed up for you too. It's so nice to be back, you said with a bright smile as you pulled back from your dad's hug and then sniffed the air. Mum, what are you making? It smells so good. Pumpkin soup with mushroom sourdough, your mum said with a smile. Oh, yum, you gushed, thinking about what you had read about citrine fairies and their love of mushrooms. But first, come and tell us about school, your mum said. I've made hedgehog slice and passiflora tea for us to nibble on before dinner. Oh, I'm so glad I came home today, you gushed. Let's go. You led the way down the hall to the lounge, and your parents smiled at each other as they followed. You'd really come out of your shell a little more, and your mum could see your aura was vibrant and clear. She's come a long way already, she thought as she followed you into the lounge. You spent a little time talking and catching up on a few things, and you even mentioned Denki, whom your mum remembered, and told them that he admitted his feelings for you and vice versa. But we're just talking at the moment. I don't really know what that means, but he's very nice, and he even showed me how to use the phone, you said excitedly. You'll have to show me some things later, your dad said. I'd like to be able to use it better. I hear you can showcase your business on the phone to reach a larger audience, he added. Oh yes, I think Instagram would be great for that. Denki told me about it and how you can get followers on there. He also set up a page for myself, but I don't really know what to put there. I'll have to show you later, you said with a chuckle. Instagram, okay, your dad said with a nod. After dinner we can sit down and you can show me. You grinned. You loved your mum and dad. Dinner was amazing and filling, and as the sun set you walked down to the greenhouse with your dad to see his latest baby flowers. You loved how excited he got to show you his newest buds, and you stepped in and breathed deeply as you looked around. Mr. Sadatori is looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. He's missed you at the shop, your dad said. I delivered some new flowers last week and he seemed a little wary of them. I don't know why. Oh, you know Alex? You asked your dad as you walked behind him. They play tricks on Mr. Sadatori with their quirk and he believes the plants are alive. It's very mean, you giggled. Oh, that cheeky little sprite. Your dad chuckled. Anyway, here are my lovely little hydrangeas. Depending on the pH of the soil, will depend on the colour of the hydrangea. See how some are more pink and some are more blue, and then there are these beautiful purple ones over here, he said. They're all gorgeous, you said with soft awe. I think I like these the best, you said, referring to the flowers as a whole. Lovely, aren't they? He asked, proudly standing there with his hands on his hips. After a time of admiring them, he turned to you. Do you have your phone here? He asked. Yes, in my pocket, you said with a smile. Do you have yours? Yes, he said, patting his pocket as well. Should I show you the Instagram now? You asked. Ah, yes. Come, let's sit on the rocks at the bottom of the greenhouse and exchange information, he said with a somewhat childlike excitement. Okay, you said excitedly, following him. He led the way down the back and you followed and sat down next to him as you pulled your phone out of your pocket as he did for his. Okay, you said, opening up your phone and clicking on the Instagram icon. Oh, you added with surprise. It's not Instagram, it's Instagram. Ah, your dad said as he looked over. How do I get that on here? It's in the place where you buy these little square things, you said, pointing to the different icons on your phone. Here. You took his phone and showed him where the App Store was. With great interest, he watched you download it and then answered questions to set up the account, and before he knew it, he had his own page on Insta and could post pictures of his plants. Let me take some pictures now, he said excitedly as he took the phone from you and stood up to go and take some pictures. We love innocent dads. Stay tuned for chapter 30. Is this going to be the reveal for chapter 30? You'll have to stay tuned for tomorrow to find out. I'll see you then.